Tiffany and Brad here with Years of Years, and it's This Day in Disney for February 15th.
That's right.
And we just celebrated Valentine's weekend. Lots of love in the air.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah.
It was good. We enjoyed Skipper Canteen.
Mm-hmm.
So many good things there. And for the first time, I had steak pad thai.
Yes.
So they upgraded the chicken to steak there right now.
Or they let you add steak too, because
yeah.
you said there was chicken too.
Too.
So that was
awesome.
a high protein, yummy dinner for you. And we got to have those wonderful Brazilian cheese buns.
Holy cow.
We don't want to make this all of a sudden a food thing, but we love food, and those I love those.
Yeah,
they're so
great.
tasty, and the sauce they had with it was wonderful.
So good.
Yeah, worth heading over to Skipper Cantina for.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking of Valentine's Day, and one song popped into my head. So this is love. Do 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 do.
Wow.
You know that song, and that's actually what we're talking about today.
Really?
All the way back, yes, in 1950. I love that. Nice even year, 1950, halfway. You know.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell, like, that we were gonna do Cinderella, because I always seem to wear this shirt whenever we do Cinderella, not just to highlight my ghostly, like, pale face, like, in comparison to the beach, like, goer here.
Miles and I are getting tans from being in the ocean and swimming.
I'm getting not tan from being in the office.
Yeah. We're gonna work on it this weekend coming up. Yeah. We'll get to work on it in the near future. But in 1950, Cinderella, Disney's 12th animated feature film, was released on this day. An animated classic. It's a classic, right? Yeah.
I mean, come on. They built a castle for it.
Yeah, technically it was the 16th film they released, so very interesting. And it is based on the fairy tale Cendrillon by Charles Perrault.
There we go again.
Yeah, so we had talked about Charles Perrault before on here, and so yes, this is directly based on his Cinderella.
Yeah,
so.
is it cherished? Totally. Do they build a castle?
Much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we wish it her fountain? For sure.
Yeah.
And do they really keep her, exclusive and set apart? You know, I mean, her, like, stepsisters are always out and everywhere, almost kind of like running the show, but Cindy is on.
But if you're gonna go to Cinderella's palace,
of course you greet her,
you get
right?
She's there,
right,
and
in the
you
lobby.
Get announced and get to take a photo with her.
It's
very,
so great.
very
so
royal.
Nice. And she is on the cavalcades right now.
Oh yeah, of course she is. It's it's her castle, so that would be terrible if they didn't have her on the cavalcade. But yes, this Disney production was interesting because they actually used the music of Tin Pan Alley. They were the ones who did A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes, Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boo, and So This Is Love. Okay. So that was like the first time they used them.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting, huh? And I thought it was interesting because we talked so much about the Sherman Brothers, but there's so many great musical people who have worked with Disney throughout.
Yeah, and of course the film, the animation, the story, the characters, the narrative, all like wonderful, but the music, it really sticks with us.
It really does.
So we're celebrating the soundtrack as much as the film, I suppose.
Absolutely, and the soundtrack has had its own success as well. But going back to what all happened and why this was actually a very successful film for the Disney company, and interestingly enough, this had come out right after World War II, and some productions that failed in the box office at the time during the 40s were Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Bambi. Now, or not Bambi, yes, Bambi. And now we know these are highly successful films in the long run, and on their re-release as soon as they were re-released. But I really think it was because it was during the war. It's just what happened. And so they were quite a bit in debt, and so they were looking to get out of debt. Actually, they did Fun and Fancy Free. That really went well.
I love that film.
They got them $1 million out of debt. So that worked out well, but they needed something to just get them over the hill. And they put through Alice in Wonderland, and they also put through Cinderella, and both of them they were doing production on. But I think Walt was seeing the work on Cinderella and seeing the possibility of it being a success, so he fast-tracked it. And you know what? It was a success, and it made them plenty of money. It went really, really well. And I think, you know, it's actually the most successful film since Snow White for them. Like, these princess films, I know a lot of people are like, the princess films or what. You know, some people can feel that way. But
is Raya a princess? She made it. We'll see.
Yeah, but that's what they, you know, really were able to have a lot of success in and still stay true to their storytelling. So, you know, it's just, it needed to happen. And Cinderella was very, very successful, getting 3 Academy Award nominations.
Wow, we always hear about the Snow White Oscars.
Right.
Cinderella Oscars, who knew?
Yeah, and also including the best music for original song Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boo.
Forever.
Yes. Yeah, so it did quite well. So let's go back, way back to 1922, because I gotta bring up Laugh-O-Gram Studios. That was Walt's first, you know, studio where back in Kansas that they were working. And you know, the little story, there was a little mouse there, may have had some influence on our favorite mouse. But anyway, Cinderella was one of the works that he had been interested in producing all the way back in 1922. So it's not like, oh, let's get this princess movie out to make money. I mean, it goes all the way back to the beginning.
What's also nice too is that he had a plan sketched out.
Yeah, all the way back then.
Loose.
He had so many like that. They were all rumbling around for years and years, and even many that, of course, we didn't get because of his passing. But, you know, he was never the type of person that was trying to really make a profit. It's just that, you know, of course, profit had to be part of it because you have to pay people.
And from a creative standpoint, I mean, there's this beautiful thing with ideas. And with projects, it's like, kind of like, you know, the parable of the talents, I suppose. Like, that we can step away from projects and we come back to them and they're imbued with new life. And we actually end up finding ourselves, like, catching up for, like, lost time because of the energy. So, you know, I understand how we could work on lots of different projects, and every time we came back to them, they grew and finally bloomed.
Became what they were. And this was also considered they were considering doing Cinderella as a silly symphony, but quickly learned that silly cartoon was too short. It needed a full film. So they were, back in, that was 33, so they were knowing then that Cinderella was a project they wanted to make a full-length film. I love that. So Walt had his hands on the project in the beginning quite heavily, but he actually slowly stepped back, and they mailed him and sent him information. He was working on Treasure Island and things like that. So some big Disney animators did work on it, and some of it, like Hamilton Lusk, Wilfred Jackson, Clyde Geronimo, or Geronimi, they all worked on this film, plus lots more. And so at this point, you know, this is the late 40s. They've been working together for a very long time, so he could put a lot of trust in them. You know, to get this project done.
Well, it shows the confidence. So it must have been beautiful. Very early.
Oh yeah.
Just storyboards that he was just like excited about the updates, but confident. And so there's been some other films that have come after. Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True.
We know it because, anyway,
it's an inside joke in our home. But like, also, anytime a movie has a sequel, Tiffany says, oh, Terminator 2, Dreams Come True. It doesn't matter what it is.
It's just my little joke.
And it's because of Cinderella.
It's totally dorky, but it's because it's.
But that is a fun movie with like the baker
really cool.
and the relationships and romance and everything is phenomenal.
And Anastasia ends up being like a really good person in it. There's like character development on the...
And I believe they named the prince in that one. Not in... But you'll have to go watch the film.
Yeah, for sure. I just love it. And then the live action.
Oh.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I've only seen it once, and it took me a long time to watch it all the way through.
That is my favorite live action film, honestly. Yeah. I'm gonna put my fist down and say that's my favorite, even over
And it was one of the last premieres on the streets of Hollywood in Hollywood Studios. They had the carriage out there during the movie.
Oh, remember? We got our picture with that carriage over there. It was different. Yeah, it was the carriage from the movie. That was just beautiful. It was outrageous. Yeah, back when they had the Streets of America. Oh my goodness, those are good old times. But yeah, we love Cinderella. Our girls grew up watching it, and you know, she's a wonderful princess. She's a hardworking princess, you know. I really appreciate how hard. Yeah.
And you watch it every time, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone that can not be a fan of Cinderella, because you're just like,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have handled all of that well.
Right? Her attitude is amazing. But also, with the film, the mice and the cat, Lucifer, like their relationship, that was something that Walt saw early on, was what they really wanted to play off of. And so, in a lot of ways, this movie is definitely for like everyone, because it has elements in it that I think everyone really likes.
Yeah, it works.
So it definitely works.
I've never heard anyone complain about it. Ever.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful film.
Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boo.
Yeah, but I'm sure you've seen Cinderella. But have you seen like the live action or any of the predecessors afterwards, like
the successors?
Yeah, successors. Sorry,
they're great.
Predecessors would be before. But anyway, have you seen them? And tell us about it in the comments. And do you love Cinderella? Is she your favorite princess? We'd love to hear. And